Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Welcome back to our podcast today. So we will take a serious topic and also make them slightly and less stressful to listen. So today we are talking about the discourse analysis and also the discourse analysis, the thing that when you read the text and make you feel like a detective. And of course we are analyzing a spicy, fresh political case. And I'm Shafiq, and here I'm with my team. There's
I'm Shiva.
Okay.
I'm Laura. I'm Linda.
Okay.
So, I just want to say this is the first time I'm talking about politics without getting sleepy.
Same. Usually when I hear the words local government, I immediately want to lie down.
Please stay awake for next 8 minutes.
Alright, so let's summarize the case. So the region of South Aceh, Mirwan MS, basically went umrah without permission right when this region was dealing with floods and landslides. Like literally cabut dulu guys while everyone was evacuating.
Yeah, imagine your group is on fire and the group leader just disappear to refreshing. Oh, that feeling.
Yeah, bad feelings.
Yeah, but worse because this time it's actual citizens dealing with disaster.
And apparently the governor said, "Oh, you can go," but Mirwan was like, "Oh, I'm going anyway."
What a bad.
Yeah,
Bad
main
boy, bad
character
boy.
quality.
So of course the news blew up, especially after President Prabowo public comment about it and told the Minister of Health to remove him if needed. So before we bring the topic, before we jump to the political case of drama of today case, let we warm up with the theory we're using. So the theory is discourse analysis. Don't worry, it sounds scary, but I promise it's not calculus.
So basically guys, discourse analysis is a way of studying language, not just as word, but as action. And we look how people use language to create meanings, build identity, show power, and influence others. So in other words, language is never just a language.
One of the famous experts, Norman Fairclough, said that discourse has 3 dimensions. The first is text, the second is discursive practice, and the third is social practice. So when we analyze discourse, we're basically connecting language to society, like linguistic meets sociology.
And meanwhile, Zin A. Vandich focuses on how discourse relates to power and ideology. He says powerful groups like politicians, institutions, and media use language to influence how people think. They can sorry.
Yes, that it's a break. You can continue after that. Okay, continue.
Okay. So they can shape public opinion just by choosing certain words, framing events a certain way, or repeating specific narratives.
So yeah, discourse analysis isn't just reading a text, it's more like detecting what message is being pushed and why it is framed that way, who benefits from this version of reality, and how does the language influence society.
And that's why discourse analysis is perfect to learn for studying news article, political speech, and also online comment, and any situation where language is used to counter or challenge the power.
Yeah, it also helps us understand not only what is being said, but also how and why it's said. And trust me, guys, once you learn this theory, you will never read the news the same way again. Yeah, I know that thing. Alright, let's continue.
Alright. Alright, now that the theory is clear, let's move on to our chaotic case of the day.
Yes, let's analyze the Mirwan MS Umroh case using this concept.
Now, let's talk about the fun part, discourse analysis. Basically, we're looking at how the news article uses language to shape meaning and influence how people feel about the situation.
Yeah, in simple words, we analyze why the text sounds the way it sounds and how it builds a certain image of Mirwan.
Spoiler alert, this image is not flattering.
Yeah, if this was someone speak, we'd skip it for sure.
Okay, let's start with the linguistic features. The article used strong word like kabur, lari dari tugas, tanpa izin. This word create an impression that Mirwan was not just traveling, but he was escaping.
Exactly. Instead of neutral wording like departed or umrah, they use emotional and dramatic vocabulary that makes the story more intense.
Even the president's quote adds spice when Prabowo said, "Kalau yang mau lari, lari aja." That's basically political sarcasm, high-level trolling.
Yes.
Yes, that co-positions Prabowo as the strict father figure, while the Mirwan becomes the naughty kid caught sneaking out at night.
Yeah, classic power dynamic language. Chef's kiss critical discourse analysis material.
Okay, next to the ideology and power situation. The article show that leaders are expected to be psychically present during disaster. Leaving the region during crisis is framed as unacceptable.
And the media reinforce that idea. They highlight how many districts were affected, how people were still in evacuation tents, and then contrast that with Mirwan being abroad. That contrast built more judgment.
Gerindra's statement also uses distancing language like sangat disayangkan and kepemimpinan yang bersangkutan, which in Indonesian political language means grow your own.
It's a classic move using formal, calm language to drop someone gently.
The discourse builds Mirwan as the irresponsible leader, while the central government appears as the responsible and corrective authority. Balance, maybe, but definitely intentional.
Let's look at the effect of discourse. When the news frames Mirwan negatively and political figure reports it, the public from a strong collective perspective, leader gone wrong.
People on social media repeated the narrative, adding sarcasm like banjir, ntar dulu yang penting umrah, and the repetition strengthens the idea.
Yeah, this is how discourse shapes public opinion through repeated phrases, emotional language, and authoritative statements.
Even if some people don't know the full context, the language alone already guides them toward a certain interpretation.
That's why discourse is powerful. It builds reality using words.
So from this case, we learn that discourse is just word. It's a tool that build narrative and also influence people and reflect power structure. The article, the political statement, and public reaction all work together to create the storyline of a leader abandoned duty.
And honestly, guys, analyzing it with discourse analysis makes the whole thing even more interesting.
Yeah, who knew linguistics could be this dramatic?
Indonesian politics always delivers quality content.
Yeah, and we are here to academically roast it.
So thank you for listening our podcast. See you in the next episode, and I hopefully with a guest that less chaotic but no promise. Bye.
Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.